Welcome to my channel, where we delve deep into the shadows to uncover the eerie and unexplained. Florida is not just famous for its sunny beaches and theme parks. Beneath the surface lies a darker history filled with restless spirits, tragic tales, and haunted places that will send shivers down your spine. Tonight, we journey through the Sunshine State's most haunted locations, exploring chilling ghost stories, paranormal encounters, and places where the veil between the living and the dead is frighteningly thin. Prepare yourself for ghostly apparitions, haunted hotels, spectral soldiers, and spine-tingling legends as we reveal the 20 most haunted places in Florida. From eerie plantations to haunted hospitals and abandoned forts to mysterious islands, Florida's paranormal past is as vast and mysterious as its coastline. So dim the lights, settle in, and get ready for a terrifying tour of Florida's most haunted hotspots. Standing tall on the northeastern tip of Florida, the St. Augustine Lighthouse is more than just a beacon for ships navigating the Atlantic waters. It is a monument steeped in history, mystery, and ghostly legends. Since its construction in the late 19th century, the lighthouse has guided countless vessels safely to shore. But over the years, it has also become a hotspot for paranormal activity and eerie encounters that continue to fascinate visitors and investigators alike. The original St. Augustine Lighthouse was built in 1824, but was destroyed during the Civil War. The current lighthouse, completed in 1874, stands as a testament to resilience and the enduring spirit of the city, which itself is the oldest continuously inhabited European established settlement in the continental United States. But alongside its historical significance, the lighthouse has garnered a reputation as one of Florida's most haunted locations. One of the most frequently reported ghostly presences is that of a former lighthouse keeper named Isaac Harnedy. Isaac served at the lighthouse in the late 1800s, and although official records about his tenure are sparse, local lore suggests that he was deeply dedicated to his duties, often working tirelessly to keep the light burning through storms and long nights. Visitors and staff have claimed to see a shadowy figure dressed in period clothing, often near the base of the lighthouse or around the keeper's quarters, as if still tending to the light long after his time. Those who have encountered him describe a sense of calm and protection, as if the spirit is watching over the lighthouse and its visitors. Another chilling apparition is that of a little girl who reportedly died on the grounds. She is said to appear on the stairs or near the windows, her presence accompanied by the soft sound of giggling or footsteps echoing in otherwise empty halls. Some visitors have felt a gentle touch on their shoulders or sensed a child's laughter carried on the wind, especially near the old keeper's house. The identity of this young spirit remains a mystery, but her presence adds a poignant layer of sorrow and innocence to the lighthouse's haunting. The lighthouse is also known for its unexplained sounds. Numerous visitors and staff have reported hearing the creaking of stairs when no one is climbing, the rustling of fabric, or the sudden slam of doors. These noises often occur in the dead of night or during stormy weather, heightening the eerie atmosphere. Some have even reported hearing voices whispering unintelligible words or urgent warnings, though no source can ever be found. One of the most famous paranormal investigations took place in the keeper's quarters, where electronic voice phenomena, EVP, have been captured repeatedly. Investigators have recorded voices calling out names or giving warnings, and on some occasions, the recordings have included cries or footsteps with no apparent origin. These voices have baffled researchers and add weight to claims that the lighthouse is inhabited by spirits tied to its long and sometimes tragic past. The history of the lighthouse itself provides fertile ground for such hauntings. The original tower was burned by Confederate troops during the Civil War to prevent it from aiding Union ships, and many believe that the destruction and subsequent rebuilding have left spiritual scars. The lighthouse has witnessed countless shipwrecks and tragedies along the treacherous coastline, and it's thought that the souls of those lost at sea might also linger in the area. Visitors climbing the 219 steps to the lantern room often report feeling watched or accompanied by unseen presences. Some have claimed that their cameras malfunctioned during the ascent, or that cold spots appear suddenly and without explanation. Others have felt a heavy pressure on their chest or an inexplicable chill, sensations commonly associated with paranormal activity. The surrounding grounds are no less mysterious. The old Foghorn building, now silent, is said to echo with phantom sounds of the horn blowing on foggy nights when the weather is clear. The keeper's house, once bustling with life, now feels frozen in time, with some claiming to hear footsteps in empty rooms or see fleeting shadows from windows. Despite or perhaps because of its haunted reputation, the St. Augustine Lighthouse is a popular destination for both history enthusiasts and ghost hunters. The lighthouse offers guided tours, including special nighttime paranormal investigations, where guests can experience the atmosphere firsthand and, sometimes, encounter the unexplained. What makes the haunting of the St. Augustine Lighthouse especially compelling is the blend of history and humanity behind the ghost stories. These are not tales of malevolent spirits or violent hauntings, but rather lingering presences, keepers, children, and perhaps sailors lost at sea who seem bound by duty, loss, or love. The spirits appear to watch over the lighthouse and its visitors, maintaining a quiet vigil through the decades. Whether the experiences reported are the result of restless souls or the power of suggestion amid such a historically charged environment, the St. Augustine Lighthouse continues to captivate the imagination. Its ghosts are woven into the fabric of the lighthouse's identity, turning it from a mere navigational aid into a living monument of stories both light and dark. For those who visit, the lighthouse is not only a chance to admire a stunning architectural feat or to gaze out over the Atlantic, but also an opportunity to step into a world where the past never truly fades. The whispers on the wind, the footsteps on the stairs, and the glimpses of ghostly figures all serve as reminders that some histories are etched not only in stone and mortar but in the very air we breathe. The St. Augustine Lighthouse remains a place of wonder, where light meets shadow and the boundary between this world and the next is thinnest. Whether you come for the history, the views, or the chance to encounter something supernatural, the lighthouse stands ready to share its secrets with all who dare to explore its haunted halls. Rising majestically along the white sandy shores of St. Pete Beach, Florida, the Don CeSar Hotel is a landmark steeped in glamour, history, and whispers of the supernatural. Affectionately known as the Pink Palace for its striking rose-colored facade, the hotel has been a beacon of luxury and romance since its grand opening in 1928. But behind its vibrant walls and elegant architecture lies a haunting tale that has both captivated and terrified visitors for nearly a century. A tale centered on a mysterious woman who is said to jump from the hotel's windows, forever trapped in a cycle of sorrow and despair. The Don CeSar was originally conceived by Thomas Rowe, a millionaire who dreamed of creating a Mediterranean-style resort that would rival the grand hotels of Europe. With its pink stucco walls, elaborate towers, and sweeping views of the Gulf of Mexico, the hotel quickly became a playground for the rich and famous. Celebrities, politicians, and socialites flocked to the Pink Palace, drawn by its opulent parties, beachfront charm, and the promise of escape. But amid the glitz and glamour, a dark story began to weave itself into the hotel's legacy. Legend has it that in the early days of the Don CeSar, a young woman named Rosa was engaged to a wealthy guest. Their love story was the talk of the hotel, romantic and full of promise. However, fate dealt a cruel hand when Rosa abruptly ended their relationship. Heartbroken and overwhelmed with despair, Rosa is said to have taken her own life by leaping from one of the hotel's upper windows. Her final act forever imprinting sorrow into the Pink Palace's history. Since that tragic event, guests and staff have reported numerous paranormal encounters believed to be connected to Rosa's restless spirit. Witnesses have described seeing the figure of a woman dressed in a flowing white gown standing at the edge of the hotel's balconies or peering out from windows on the upper floors. Some have watched in horror as she appears to fall or jump, only for her to vanish before touching the ground, leaving behind a chilling sense of loss and unanswered questions. The haunting does not end with mere sightings. The hotel's employees have long shared stories of strange occurrences, doors slamming shut with no breeze, cold drafts in warm rooms, and the soft sound of footsteps echoing through empty hallways. Some have reported feeling an invisible presence brushing past them, or the sudden scent of roses lingering in the air, a subtle but poignant reminder of Rosa's tragic tale. One particularly eerie experience was recounted by a night shift housekeeper who worked in one of the rooms overlooking the Gulf. She claimed to have seen a pale woman standing silently by the window late at night, staring out at the dark water. When approached, the figure vanished without a trace, leaving the housekeeper shaken but unharmed. Similar accounts from guests include sudden flashes of coldness, unexplained noises, and fleeting glimpses of a sorrowful woman dressed in white. Over the decades, paranormal investigators have been drawn to the Don CeSar to uncover the truth behind the Pink Palace's ghostly tales, using modern equipment like EVP, electronic voice phenomena, recorders, infrared cameras, and EMF electromagnetic field detectors. Many have captured unexplained sounds and images that seem to support the legend of Rosa's spirit. Some recordings feature faint cries or whispered pleas, while others reveal shadowy shapes lurking in corners or near windows. The Don CeSar's haunting is unique not only because of the tragic story behind it, but also due to the palpable sadness that many visitors describe feeling while inside the hotel. Unlike hauntings characterized by anger or menace, Rosa's presence is often described as sorrowful, a lingering spirit caught between worlds, seeking closure that may never come. This aura of melancholy lends the Pink Palace a haunting beauty, where guests can almost sense the weight of past loves and losses woven into the very walls. In addition to Rosa's tale, the hotel itself has endured its share of challenges over the years, including the Great Depression, World War II, and changing ownerships, each chapter adding layers to its rich history. During World War II, the Don CeSar was requisitioned by the U.S. military and used as a hospital for wounded soldiers. Some speculate that the spirits of those who suffered or died during that time also contribute to the hotel's paranormal activity, further deepening its mysterious atmosphere. Despite its haunted reputation, the Don CeSar remains a beloved destination, celebrated for its blend of historic charm and modern luxury. Guests come to relax on its pristine beaches, dine in elegant restaurants, and immerse themselves in the timeless allure of the Gulf Coast. For many, the stories of the Pink Palace's ghost add an intriguing layer of intrigue and mystique, transforming a simple stay into a memorable experience, filled with wonder and perhaps a touch of fear. Those brave enough to explore the hotel's corridors after dark often find themselves drawn to the very spots where Rosa's spirit is said to linger: balconies overlooking the ocean, dimly lit hallways, and quiet rooms where the veil between past and present feels thin. Some guests report feeling a comforting presence watching over them, as if the sorrowful woman is not a threat but a guardian, silently observing the lives unfolding beneath her. The Don CeSar's legend has also inspired countless storytellers, artists, and paranormal enthusiasts who continue to share Rosa's tale far beyond the pink walls of the hotel. Whether the spirit is a product of grief, a restless soul searching for peace, or a vivid memory etched into the building itself, her story serves as a poignant reminder of love, loss, and the mysteries that dwell in places touched by history. For those who visit the Pink Palace, the experience is often a mix of beauty and a glamorous retreat shadowed by a haunting sadness. The graceful architecture and sun-drenched beaches contrast with ghostly whispers and fleeting shadows, creating a place where past and present collide in unexpected ways. Whether you believe in ghosts or not, the Don CeSar Hotel offers a glimpse into a world where history lives on in more ways than one. It is a place where love and tragedy intertwine, where the ocean breeze carries stories from another time, and where a mysterious woman in white may still watch over the pink walls she once called home. For generations, the Pink Palace has stood as a symbol of elegance and enduring spirit on Florida's Gulf Coast. And as the sun sets over the sparkling waters, the legend of the woman who jumps from its windows remains a haunting melody, one that echoes softly through the night, inviting those who dare to listen into a tale of beauty, heartbreak, and the restless shadows that linger just beyond the light. Perched on the shores of Key West, Florida, the Fort East Martello Museum stands as a silent sentinel of history. Its sturdy walls holding stories of war, resilience, and mystery. Built between 1862 and 1866 during the American Civil War, this coastal fortress was designed to defend the island against Confederate attack, a mission that never came to pass. Today, the fort has been transformed into a museum showcasing artifacts and exhibits that celebrates the rich cultural and military history of the region. But beyond its educational purpose, the Fort East Martello Museum is also renowned for its haunted reputation, haunted not only by the restless spirits of Confederate soldiers, but also by a mysterious ghostly woman whose presence continues to mystify visitors and staff alike. The imposing structure of Fort East Martello reflects the turbulent times in which it was built. As the Civil War raged on the mainland, Key West remained under Union control, making it a strategic location for the Union Navy. Though the fort was never fully armed nor used in battle, it became a symbol of military might and vigilance. Its thick stone walls, narrow gun ports, and battlements whisper stories of soldiers who once manned its defenses, many of whom would carry the scars of conflict and the weight of uncertainty in their hearts. It is these soldiers who are believed to be the primary spirits haunting the fort. Numerous visitors and employees have reported eerie encounters and seen footsteps echoing through empty corridors, the clinking of metal that sounds like weapons being handled, and sudden drops in temperature that defy explanation. Some have heard muffled voices, faint commands, and even the distant sounds of battle, as if the fort is replaying the echoes of its wartime past. One of the most frequently reported phenomena is the apparition of Confederate soldiers. These spectral figures are often described as wearing the distinctive gray uniforms of the Confederacy. Despite the fort being under Union control, witnesses have seen them pacing the ramparts, standing guard near the gun emplacements, or wandering the dark hallways. Their expressions are solemn, their movements deliberate, and their presence unmistakably tied to the history of the Civil War. Adding a more personal and mysterious layer to the hauntings is the story of a ghostly woman who has been sighted multiple times within the museum's grounds. Descriptions vary, but most agree she is a figure dressed in white, appearing ethereal and almost translucent. Some say she wanders the fort's interior rooms, while others have seen her standing near the shoreline, gazing out to sea as if waiting for someone who will never return. The identity of this woman remains unknown, but local legend offers several possibilities. Some believe she may be the spirit of a woman who lost her lover or husband during the war, forever mourning their fate. Others speculate she could be a caretaker or resident from the fort's later years, bound to the place by loyalty or tragedy. Whatever her story, the ghostly woman adds a haunting poignancy to the fort's atmosphere, embodying loss, waiting, and the passage of time. Staff at the Fort East Martello Museum have shared their own chilling experiences. Several museum employees report hearing footsteps behind them when no one else is around, or finding objects mysteriously moved or displaced. Some have encountered cold spots that seem to follow them through certain exhibits, and many speak of a general feeling of being watched or accompanied during quiet hours. These reports have only strengthened the fort's reputation as one of Florida's most haunted historical sites. Paranormal investigators drawn to the fort have captured unusual activity on audio and video equipment. Electronic voice phenomena, AVP sessions have picked up faint voices that sound like soldiers giving orders or calling out names. Infrared cameras have recorded shadowy figures moving through the corridors, while electromagnetic field (EMF) detectors register unexplained spikes in certain areas of the building. These findings have both intrigued and unnerved those seeking to understand the fort's supernatural inhabitants. The Fort East Martello Museum embraces its haunted legacy, offering ghost tours and paranormal events that allow visitors to explore the darker side of its history. These tours often include visits to the fort's gun rooms, dungeons, and barracks, places where the energy of the past is said to be strongest. Participants frequently share stories of strange sensations, unexplained noises, and even ghostly sightings during their visits. reinforcing the fort's place in the realm of the paranormal. The haunting of the fort is deeply connected to the themes of war, separation, and memory. The Confederate soldiers' spirits represent the men caught in a conflict that divided a nation, many of whom never returned home. Their presence is a reminder of the sacrifices made and the unresolved emotions that linger long after the last battle was fought. The ghostly woman, meanwhile, symbolizes the personal toll of war the loved ones left behind, waiting in vain, their grief echoing through the years. This combination of historical significance and supernatural intrigue makes the Fort East Martello Museum a compelling destination. Visitors are invited not only to learn about the fort's military past, but also to connect with the human stories woven into its wall, stories that transcend time and blur the lines between the living and the dead. Whether skeptics or believers, those who walk through the fort's chambers cannot help but feel the weight of history pressing around them. The creaking floors, the flickering shadows, and the sudden chills all serve as reminders that the past is never truly gone. It remains alive in memories, in stories, and sometimes in the very spirits that inhabit places like Fort East Martello. For many, the fort offers a unique opportunity to reflect on the complexities of history and the mysteries of the afterlife. It challenges visitors to consider what it means to be haunted, not just by ghosts, but by the memories and emotions that endure long after people have passed. The Fort East Martello Museum stands as both a guardian of history and a gateway to the supernatural. Its stone walls hold the echoes of soldiers' footsteps, the whispered voices of a grieving woman, and the timeless stories of conflict, loss, and remembrance. It is a place where the past and present meet, where history is not only taught but felt, and where the mysteries of the beyond continue to captivate those who venture inside. Whether drawn by a fascination with the paranormal or a desire to explore Florida's rich heritage, visitors to the Fort East Martello Museum leave with more than just memories. They carry with them the lingering sense that some spirits never rest, that the stories of those who came before us continue to speak across the years, and that the ghosts of Fort East Martello are among the most compelling storytellers of all. Nestled in the quiet woodlands of Volusia County, Florida, the Cassadaga Spiritualist Camp has long stood as a beacon for those seeking connection with the unseen world. Often called the psychic capital of the world, this small, unassuming community draws visitors from across the globe who come in search of spiritual guidance, paranormal encounters, and a deeper understanding of the mysteries that lie beyond our physical existence. Founded in the late 19th century, Cassadaga is more than just a town. It is a living sanctuary for mediums, psychics, and spiritualists who practice and teach the art of communicating with spirits. Cassadaga's origins date back to 1894, when George P. Colby, a former medium and student of the spiritualist movement, was inspired to create a community where spiritual practitioners could live, work, and share their gifts. With the help of his followers, Colby purchased a tract of land in Florida, and the camp quickly grew into a unique settlement, complete with homes, a hotel, churches, and a spiritualist temple. Over time, Cassadaga became a renowned center for psychic readings, healing sessions, and mediumship, drawing visitors eager to connect with loved ones beyond the veil, or to gain insight into their own lives. The atmosphere in Cassadaga is unlike any other place. Walking through the camp's tree-lined streets, one is met with a profound sense of calm and reverence, punctuated by the soft murmur of conversations and the occasional laughter of those visiting for spiritual counsel. The air is thick with the feeling of unseen presences, a palpable energy that many describe as warm, comforting, and occasionally overwhelming. This is a place where the boundary between the material and spiritual worlds feels remarkably thin. Ghostly encounters are common here, reported not only by visitors, but also by residents and mediums who live and work in the camp. Many have described sensing spirits lingering near homes and gathering spaces, while others have witnessed full apparitions or heard disembodied voices offering messages from beyond. It is not unusual for guests receiving readings to experience physical sensations, such as a sudden breeze, a gentle touch, or a mysterious fragrance, believed to be signs from spirits trying to communicate. One particularly famous story involves the spirit temple, the heart of the camp's spiritual activities. Built in the early 20th century, the temple hosts workshops and healing sessions, where mediums channel messages from the other side. During these sessions, many attendees report witnessing phenomena like flickering lights, objects moving on their own, and unexplained sounds that cannot be attributed to the physical environment. The temple is also home to a spirit guide believed to be a benevolent guardian who aids mediums in their work and protects the camp from negative energies. Residents of Cassadaga often speak of encounters with spirit helpers and guides who assist them in their daily lives and spiritual practices. These entities are said to provide wisdom, comfort, and protection, appearing as fleeting shadows, glowing orbs, or quiet presences just beyond sight. Mediums describe these guides as essential to their ability to connect with the spirit world and deliver accurate, meaningful messages to those seeking help. The camp also has its share of darker tales, including reports of restless or troubled spirits who have difficulty crossing over. Some visitors have experienced sudden drops in temperature, feelings of unease, or unexplained noises during nighttime hours. However, the community approaches these experiences with compassion and respect, often organizing healing circles and cleansing rituals to assist spirits in finding peace. Cassadaga's reputation as a paranormal hotspot has attracted many curious investigators and researchers over the years. Equipped with cameras, EVP recorders, and other investigative tools, paranormal teams frequently visit the camp hoping to capture evidence of the supernatural. These investigations have yielded numerous recordings of unexplained voices, strange electromagnetic fluctuations, and photographic anomalies, reinforcing the camp's status as a center of spiritual and paranormal activity. But beyond the ghost stories and eerie encounters, Cassadaga remains foremost a place of hope, healing, and spiritual growth. Visitors come not just to experience the paranormal, but to find solace and guidance through difficult times, to connect with loved ones who have passed on, or simply to explore the deeper mysteries of life and death. The camp's spiritualists emphasize the importance of compassion, understanding, and respect for all beings, living or departed. Dan invite all who visit to open their hearts to the unseen. Throughout its history, Cassadaga has been home to many notable psychics and mediums who have helped shape the spiritualist movement in America. Their teachings and practices continue to influence spiritual seekers worldwide. The camp's quaint cottages, sacred spaces, and welcoming community create a unique environment where the mystical is embraced as part of everyday life. For many, a visit to Cassadaga is a transformative experience. It challenges preconceived notions about life after death and encourages a personal exploration of spirituality. The stories of ghostly encounters and spiritual communications serve as reminders that there may be more to this world than what meets the eye. Whether you are a skeptic, a believer, or somewhere in between, the Cassadaga Spiritualist Camp invites you to step into a realm where the veil between worlds is thin and the echoes of the past mingle with the hopes of the present. It is a place where spirits are honored, mysteries are explored, and the quest for understanding continues one message at a time. The Biltmore Hotel in Coral Gables, Florida, stands as an icon of elegance and grandeur, a sprawling Mediterranean-style resort that has welcomed guests since its grand opening in 1926. Its towering bell tower, lush gardens, and luxurious amenities evoke a bygone era of glamour and opulence. Yet beneath its polished surface and glittering the Biltmore harbors a darker side, a realm where history and hauntings intertwine, and ghostly guests roam its ornate halls, leaving behind whispers of the past and eerie apparitions that continue to intrigue visitors and staff alike. Built during Florida's land boom of the 1920s, the Biltmore was designed to be a lavish playground for the wealthy, boasting a grand ballroom, an expansive golf course, and one of the largest swimming pools in the world at the time. Its striking architecture and Mediterranean charm quickly made it a favored destination for celebrities, politicians, and socialites. But as the decades passed, the hotel's story grew more complex, marked by tragedy, war, and mystery elements that would lay the foundation for its haunted reputation. One of the most enduring tales revolves around the ghost of a young woman believed to have died within the hotel's walls. Guests and employees have reported sightings of a beautiful woman dressed in white or pale blue, often appearing near the pool area or in the hotel's upper corridors. Known colloquially as the Lady in White, her presence is said to be peaceful yet melancholy, as if she lingers in the hotel, trapped between worlds or waiting for someone long gone. Many who have encountered the Lady in White describe her as an ethereal figure who glides silently through the halls, sometimes pausing to gaze out of windows or stand near the ornate fountain in the lobby. Some guests have felt a sudden chill or the sensation of being watched, only to turn and find no one there. Others have captured fleeting images or shadows on camera that they believe correspond to her apparition. The origins of the Lady in White are shrouded in mystery. Some say she was a bride who tragically died before her wedding day. Others suggest she was a guest who suffered a fatal accident in the hotel. While no definitive historical records confirm her identity, her presence has become an integral part of the Biltmore's ghost lore, captivating the imaginations of those who walk its halls. The hotel's role during World War II adds another layer to its haunted narrative. Converted into a military hospital to care for wounded soldiers, the Biltmore witnessed countless stories of pain, healing, and loss. It is believed that some of the spirits lingering in the hotel are those of soldiers who never left, their restless energies woven into the very fabric of the building. Visitors have reported hearing the sounds of distant footsteps, faint whispers, and even the clatter of medical equipment in areas once used as wards. One particularly chilling story involves the hotel's 13th floor, which was closed off for many years due to strange occurrences. Staff reported unexplained noises, sudden drops in temperature, and objects moving on their own. Some who ventured near described feelings of unease and overwhelming sadness, as if the space was saturated with sorrow. Though the floor has since been reopened, the tales of its haunted past continue to linger. In addition to the Lady in White and the spectral soldiers, the Biltmore is said to be home to other ghostly figures, including a mysterious man who has been spotted pacing the hallways late at night and an apparition resembling a former hotel manager who appears near the lobby. These spirits, though less well known, add to the tapestry of paranormal activity reported throughout the property. Staff members often share their own eerie experiences. Housekeepers have found rooms where lights flicker inexplicably, or televisions turn on and off by themselves. Maintenance workers report hearing voices when no one else is around. And some have encountered cold spots or the sensation of being touched. These stories, passed down through generations of employees, have helped cement the Biltmore's reputation as one of Florida's most haunted hotels. Paranormal investigators have taken a keen interest in the Biltmore, conducting numerous explorations to capture evidence of the supernatural, using EVP recorders, infrared cameras, and other specialized equipment. They have documented unexplained phenomena, ranging from disembodied voices to shadowy figures on video. Some recordings capture faint, ghostly whispers that seem to respond to questions, while photos reveal misty shapes and orbs that defy logical explanation. The Biltmore's haunting is not merely about fright or spectacle. It is a profound reminder of the hotel's layered history and the lives intertwined with its legacy. Each ghostly figure represents a fragment of the past, whether it is the sorrow of a lost bride, the trauma of war, or the daily toils of those who served the hotel through the years. Their stories invite visitors to reflect on the passage of time, the impermanence of life, and the mysteries that lie beyond our understanding. Today, the Biltmore Hotel continues to welcome guests seeking luxury and relaxation, offering fine dining, golf, and spa services amid its historic setting. Yet for those with a keen eye and an open mind, the hotel offers an added dimension, a chance to glimpse the supernatural, to hear the echoes of history, and to experience the haunting beauty of a place where the past never truly fades. Whether encountered as fleeting shadows, chilling sensations, or whispered voices, the spirits of the Biltmore remind us that some places carry their histories not only in archives and photographs but in the very air around us. The Pink Lady, the spectral soldiers, and the other restless souls invite all who visit to remember, to wonder, and perhaps to believe. For those brave enough to explore its grand halls after dark, the Biltmore offers a unique journey into the intersection of history and the paranormal. It stands as a testament to Coral Gables' rich heritage and as a sanctuary where stories of love, loss, and lingering spirits continue to unfold, waiting quietly for the next curious visitor to listen. Perched on the edge of Key West's historic district, the Admiral's House stands as a captivating relic of the island's rich maritime past. Built in the late 19th century, this grand Victorian home once belonged to the naval officers who patrolled the Florida Keys' treacherous waters. Today, it serves as a museum, preserving Key West's history and culture, but it also harbors chilling tales of the supernatural, earning a reputation as one of the island's most haunted landmarks. The Admiral's House is a striking example of Victorian architecture, complete with ornate woodwork, wraparound porches, and stained glass windows. Its location near the harbor made it an ideal residence for naval officers overseeing the Gulf of Mexico and the Caribbean Sea. Over the years, the house has witnessed both joyous celebrations and somber farewells, its walls silently absorbing the ebb and flow of island life. But beyond its historical significance, the Admiral's House has become synonymous with eerie occurrences and ghostly legends that continue to fascinate visitors. Many who tour the museum speak of an unsettling atmosphere, where shadows move without cause and the past feels vividly present. One of the most famous spirits said to haunt the house is that of a former admiral who once called it home. According to local lore, this admiral was a stern but honorable man, devoted to duty and family. After his passing, visitors and staff began reporting sightings of a dignified figure dressed in naval uniform wandering the hallways late at night. Witnesses described seeing him standing by the windows, gazing out at the harbor as if keeping watch over the waters he once protected. The admiral's presence is often accompanied by subtle but chilling phenomena. Guests have felt sudden drops in temperature in certain rooms, as if a cold breeze swept through despite closed windows. Doors have been known to creak open or shut without explanation, and antique furniture occasionally shifts or rocks gently on its own. Some visitors claim to have heard soft footsteps pacing the upstairs corridors when no one else was around. Adding to the spectral intrigue is a story of a young woman who lived in the house during its early years. Tragedy struck when she died under mysterious circumstances, and many believe her spirit lingers still, searching for peace. Guests have reported hearing faint whispers or the soft sound of a woman as sobbing echoing through the empty rooms. At times, a delicate fragrance reminiscent of gardenias or jasmine has been detected, believed to be a signature of her lingering presence. The museum's staff recount numerous encounters with unexplained activity. One curator described feeling an invisible hand brush her shoulder during a quiet evening alone in the house. Another employee recounted how a collection of old naval artifacts was found mysteriously rearranged after closing time. Despite strict protocols and security, cameras placed throughout the museum have occasionally captured unexplained orbs of light, shadowy figures, and other phenomena that defy easy explanation. Perhaps one of the most unsettling stories involves the house's basement, a dark and narrow space once used for storage and servant quarters. Visitors venturing below have reported feelings of intense unease, as well as strange noises, low moans, faint footsteps, and sometimes the unmistakable sound of chains dragging along the floor. Paranormal investigators who have explored the basement speak of electromagnetic fluctuations and cold spots far beyond normal environmental conditions. The Admiral's House also sits close to the harbor's edge, where the sea has long been a source of both livelihood and danger. Maritime tragedies, shipwrecks, storms, and loss at sea have left their mark on the island's collective memory. and many believe the restless spirits of sailors and fishermen mingle with those who dwell in the house. Visitors occasionally report seeing ghostly ships sailing the horizon or hearing distant foghorns sounding through the night, adding an otherworldly soundtrack to the haunting. Paranormal researchers who have studied the Admiral's house suggest that its history as a naval residence, combined with the personal tragedies endured by its inhabitants, creates a powerful energy that has lingered through the decades. The convergence of maritime history, military duty, and human loss provides fertile ground for supernatural phenomena that continue to captivate and chill those who enter. Despite terror, perhaps because of its haunted reputation, the Admiral's house remains a cherished part of Key West's cultural tapestry. The museum offers guided tours that not only showcase the home's architectural beauty and historic artifacts, but also invite guests to learn about its ghostly legends firsthand. Evening tours, in particular, are popular among those hoping to experience the house's eerie atmosphere and perhaps catch a glimpse of its spectral residents. For many visitors, the Admiral's house is more than a museum. It is a bridge between past and present, a place where history breathes and spirits linger. The stories told within its walls speak of dedication, loss, and the enduring human desire to protect, remember, and find peace. Whether you believe in ghosts or view the tales as colorful folklore, the Admiral's house challenges perceptions and invites curiosity. Its haunting is not merely about fear, but about connection between generations, between the living and the dead, and between the stories we tell and the truths they contain. Walking through the Admiral's house is to step into a narrative woven from wood, stone, and memory. It is a journey through time, where the echoes of naval commands, whispered conversations, and the creak of old floorboards become part of a larger story, a story that continues to unfold with each visitor who dares to listen. The Admiral's house stands as a testament to Key West's vibrant history and the mysteries that dwell within. It reminds us that some places carry more than just history. They carry spirits, stories, and secrets waiting patiently to be uncovered. The Maitland Art Center, located in Maitland, Florida, is a place of remarkable beauty and creative energy, known for its stunning architecture and vibrant artistic community. But beyond its colorful murals and intricate buildings lies a reputation shrouded in mystery and the paranormal. Over the years, the Art Center has become famous not only for its cultural contributions, but also for the strange occurrences and unexplained phenomena that have left visitors and staff both fascinated and unsettled. Founded in the 1930s, the Maitland Art Center was designed as an artist's colony and a cultural hub, drawing painters, sculptors, and visionaries from around the country. Its architecture is a unique blend of Mediterranean revival and Mayan influences, featuring ornate sculptures, winding staircases, and intricate mosaics that give the place an almost otherworldly feel. This unusual design, combined with the creative spirit it nurtures, seems to create an atmosphere ripe for supernatural experiences. Reports of paranormal activity at the Maitland Art Center have surfaced over decades, with many visitors describing eerie sensations and strange sights. Some have spoken of hearing unexplained whispers and soft voices echoing through the empty galleries and courtyards. Others report sudden drops in temperature, an icy chill that seems to creep through the warm Florida air and send shivers down the spine. One of the most commonly reported phenomena is the feeling of being watched, even when no one else is around. Guests walking alone through the Art Center's labyrinthine pathways often say they sense an unseen presence just out of sight. Shadows appear to flicker at the edge of vision, and some claim to have seen fleeting figures dart between the columns or vanish behind a wall. Staff members have their own stories, too. Many have experienced objects moving without explanation, art, supplies shifted from their places, paintings slightly tilted, or papers mysteriously scattered. Lights in certain rooms flicker erratically, sometimes during moments of complete silence, and doors have been known to open or close by themselves. A particularly chilling experience, shared by some, involves the historic studio buildings, where artists once created and taught. These spaces seem to hold the strongest paranormal energy, People working late into the night have reported hearing footsteps echoing on wooden floors when they are alone, or the sound of distant laughter that fades as they turn to look. Some have felt a cold touch on their skin or a gentle brush, as if a spirit is reaching out to connect. The Maitland Art Center's haunting is not limited to sights and sounds. Some visitors claim to have captured unexplained orbs of light in photographs taken around the property. Paranormal investigators who have visited the site report strong electromagnetic field fluctuations in various parts of the campus, particularly near the oldest structures. These anomalies often coincide with reported sightings or feelings of unease. Many believe that the Art Center's paranormal activity is tied to its long history and the lives of those who lived and worked there. The grounds were originally part of a larger estate with a rich past, and over the years countless artists poured their passion and creativity into the space. Some speculate that the intense emotions and energy left behind by these creative souls have woven themselves into the fabric of the building, manifesting as lingering spirits. Local legends speak of an enigmatic woman sometimes seen wandering the grounds. Described as wearing vintage clothing, she is said to appear near the old fountains or seated on benches in the garden, her expression wistful and distant. Some say she is the spirit of an artist who passed away decades ago, forever drawn to the place that inspired her. Despite the eerie tales, the Maitland Art Center remains a beloved cultural institution, attracting visitors who come to admire its art and architecture. For many, the possibility of a ghostly presence adds a layer of intrigue and wonder, making the visit even more memorable. Ghost tours and special paranormal events have become popular, allowing curious guests to explore the mysterious side of this beautiful place. The Art Center's blend of artistic brilliance and supernatural mystery invites reflection on the connection between creativity and the unknown. It suggests that places of great inspiration may also be places where the veil between worlds grows thin, where the echoes of the past can be felt just beneath the surface. Whether you come for the art, the history, or the thrill of the paranormal, the Maitland Art Center offers an experience that lingers long after you leave. Its strange occurrences serve as a reminder that beauty and mystery often go hand in hand, and that some places hold secrets waiting patiently to be discovered. Hidden beneath the bustling streets of downtown Miami lies a remarkable archaeological wonder known as the Miami Circle, mysterious and ancient site that has captivated historians, archaeologists, and paranormal enthusiasts alike. Discovered in 1998 during a routine excavation, the Miami Circle is believed to be one of the oldest known human-made structures in South Florida, dating back over 2,000 years. Its perfectly circular pattern, etched into the limestone bedrock, has sparked countless theories, legends, and ghost stories surrounding the spirits that may still linger within this enigmatic place. The Miami Circle consists of a series of carefully carved holes and indentations arranged in a nearly perfect circle, measuring roughly 38 feet in diameter. Archaeologists attribute this unique formation to the Tequesta people, a Native American tribe who inhabited the region before European contact. While the exact purpose of the circle remains a mystery, it is widely accepted that the site held significant ceremonial, religious, or social importance for the possibly serving as a gathering place, ritual site, or even an astronomical observatory. From its discovery, the Miami Circle has drawn intense interest, not only for its archaeological value, but also for the eerie and unexplained phenomena reported by visitors and locals. Some believe the circle is a spiritual vortex, a place where the veil between the physical world and the spirit realm is exceptionally thin, and sensations of otherworldly presence that continue to fuel the site's aura of mystery. One common theme among those who visit the Miami Circle is the feeling of being watched or accompanied by unseen entities. Many report an inexplicable chill in the air, sudden drops in temperature, or a sense of profound silence that contrasts sharply with the surrounding urban noise. Some claim to have heard whispers or voices calling out in ancient languages, while others describe fleeting shadows darting just beyond the edge of vision. Locals tell stories of Tequesta spirits guardians, or ancestors who protect the site from disturbance. These spirits are said to manifest as translucent figures clad in traditional garb or as glowing orbs of light that hover around the circle at dusk and dawn. Witnesses describe a powerful energy that fills the space, a blend of reverence and warning that the Miami Circle is a sacred ground not to be taken lightly. Paranormal investigations conducted at the Miami Circle have captured intriguing evidence supporting these claims. Using thermal imaging cameras, EVP recorders, and electromagnetic field detectors, researchers have recorded anomalous readings and mysterious sounds. Audio devices have picked up faint voices and rhythmic drumming that some interpret as echoes of ancient rituals still lingering in the air. Thermal cameras have revealed orbs and shadowy forms moving through the area when no one is present, adding weight to the stories of spiritual activity. The site's connection to ancient indigenous culture adds depth to its paranormal reputation. The Tequesta were known for their spiritual practices, including ceremonies that honored the cycles of nature and the spirits of their ancestors. It is believed that the Miami Circle was a focal point for these activities, imbuing the site with a spiritual significance that transcends time. Visitors often feel a profound sense of connection to the past, as if stepping into a sacred space where history and the supernatural intertwine. In addition to ghostly tales, the Miami Circle has inspired myths of hidden knowledge and lost power. Some speculate that the circle served as a portal or gateway between worlds, allowing shamans or spiritual leaders to communicate with other realms. Others suggest that the site holds a cosmic secret linked to the stars and planets, with the arrangement of the holes representing celestial alignments or serving as a calendar. These theories, while unproven, contribute to the circle's enigmatic allure. Despite its location beneath a modern city, the Miami Circle has been preserved as a protected historic site, with a park and museum nearby that educate the public about its significance. Visitors come to marvel at the ancient craftsmanship and to experience the unique atmosphere that surrounds the site. For many, the Miami Circle is more than just an archaeological curiosity. It's a place of spiritual resonance, where the past whispers through the stones and unseen guardians watch over the land. The Miami Circle's story is a reminder of the deep connections humans have forged with the earth and the spirit world throughout history. It stands as a testament to the ingenuity of the Tequesta and their profound respect for the mysteries of life and death. The legends of mysterious spirits that linger there invite us to consider what lies beyond our immediate understanding and to honor the sacred places left behind by those who came before us. Walking the perimeter of the Miami Circle, visitors often report a mix of awe and humility. The perfect geometry carved into the bedrock, the weight of ancient hands shaping the stones, and the eerie sensations felt in the air all combine to create an experience that transcends the ordinary. It is as if the site itself holds a secret message, one that speaks of cycles, spirit, and the enduring presence of those who once walked this land. Whether viewed through the lens of archaeology, spirituality, or the paranormal, the Miami Circle continues to inspire fascination and wonder. It challenges us to look deeper into the stories etched into the earth and to listen for the voices of the past that echo faintly but persistently through time. The ancient spirits of the Tequesta, whether real or imagined, remind us that some places carry memories far beyond what can be seen, inviting us into a realm where history and mystery dance together beneath the surface of the modern world. Fort Zachary Taylor Historic State Park, located at the southern tip of Key West, Florida, is a site steeped in history and haunted legend. This imposing coastal fort, built in the mid-19th century, played a crucial role during the Civil War, guarding one of the nation's most strategic naval outposts. Today, the fort is not only a popular destination for history buffs and beach, but also a place where tales of ghostly soldiers and unexplained phenomena continue to stir the imagination of visitors and locals alike. Construction of Fort Zachary Taylor began in 1845. Named after Zachary Taylor, a general who later became the 12th President of the United States. Designed as part of the Third System of Coastal Defenses. The fort was intended to protect Key West and the surrounding waters from naval attacks. Its thick limestone walls, massive cannons, and underground tunnels bear silent witness to the military tensions of the era, especially during the Civil War, when Key West remained a crucial Union stronghold deep in Confederate territory. The fort's historical significance is matched by the haunting stories that have become part of its lore. Many believe that the restless spirits of soldiers who once defended the fort continue to linger among its ramparts and barracks. These spectral soldiers are said to appear in full Civil War attire, their presence evoking memories of battles fought and lives lost. Visitors have reported numerous paranormal experiences over the years. Some recount seeing ghostly figures patrolling the fort's grounds at dusk or emerging from darkened corridors. These apparitions often vanish when approached, leaving only a chilling sensation in their wake. Others speak of hearing distant sounds that seem out of place, marching footsteps echoing through empty hallways, the clatter of muskets, and even faint voices calling commands or singing military tunes. One of the most commonly reported phenomena at Fort Zachary Taylor involves the fort's underground tunnels. These narrow passageways, once used for ammunition, storage, and troop movements, have long been a hotspot for paranormal activity. Visitors have described sudden drops in temperature, unexplained cold drafts, and the feeling of being watched. Some have reported hearing whispers or muffled conversations that fade when investigated. The oppressive atmosphere within these tunnels lends itself to stories of ghosts trapped in time, forever reliving moments from the past. Staff and rangers at the park have shared their own eerie encounters. One ranger recounted a night patrol during which he saw a soldier's figure standing silently near a cannon, only to disappear when he approached. Another staff member described hearing footsteps behind her in an empty corridor, with no one else present. Lights flicker unexpectedly in certain areas of the fort, and some have experienced equipment malfunctions thought to be caused by paranormal interference. The stories are not limited to sight and sound. Several visitors have reported physical sensations, such as sudden chills, the feeling of being touched by an unseen hand, or an overwhelming sense of sorrow and loss. These emotional impressions seem to connect with the fort's history of conflict and sacrifice, where soldiers faced harsh conditions and the constant threat of battle. Historical records indicate that Fort Zachary Taylor was not only a military bastion, but also a place where lives were lost to disease, accidents, and the brutal realities of war. The human toll of the Civil War is etched into the fort's legacy, and many believe this contributes to the lingering spiritual energy. It is thought that the spirits of those who suffered or died here have not fully moved on, their unrest manifesting as ghostly phenomena. Paranormal investigators have been drawn to Fort Zachary Taylor for decades, intrigued by the consistent reports of supernatural activity, utilizing tools like EVP, electronic voice phenomena, recorders, infrared cameras, and electromagnetic field detectors. These researchers have captured unusual sounds, images, and readings that defy conventional explanation. Some recordings feature faint voices that sound like soldiers talking or calling out, while thermal cameras have picked up cold spots and shadowy shapes in areas known for hauntings. The fort's reputation as a haunted site adds a compelling layer to its historical importance. Visitors come not only to explore the well-preserved fortifications and enjoy the surrounding beach, but also to experience the intangible presence of the past. Evening tours often highlight the ghost stories, blending history with the thrill of the unknown, allowing guests to imagine the lives and spirits of those who once inhabited the fort. Fort Zachary Taylor Historic State Park serves as a reminder of the turbulent era in which it was built and the sacrifices made by countless soldiers. Its haunting is not merely about ghosts, but about memory and history preserved in the very stones and soil of the site. The apparitions and unexplained phenomena provide a tangible connection to the human stories behind the bricks and mortar stories of duty, courage, and sometimes tragedy. For many who visit, the experience of the fort is transformative. Standing on the ramparts overlooking the sea, surrounded by the echoes of the past, visitors feel a profound respect for those who defended the nation. The ghostly legends that permeate the fort enrich this experience, inviting reflection on the enduring impact of history and the possibility that the spirits of the departed continue to watch over their old posts. Whether one approaches the fort as a history enthusiast, a paranormal seeker, or simply a curious traveler, Fort Zachary Taylor offers a unique journey into America's past and the mysteries that lie beyond it. Its haunted reputation keeps the stories of the Civil War alive in a way that textbooks alone cannot, blending fact and folklore into a captivating narrative. In the end, Fort Zachary Taylor Historic State Park stands as both a monument to military heritage and a portal to the unknown. The spirits of soldiers long gone may continue their silent vigil, their presence a haunting reminder that the past never truly fades. Visitors leave not only with memories of sun and sea, but with a lingering sense of history, a shadow or testament to the fort's place as one of Florida's most fascinating and haunted landmarks. The Lightner Museum in St. Augustine, Florida, is a grand and elegant structure that holds not only priceless artifacts, but also a rich and mysterious history. Originally opened as the CeSar Hotel and Casino in 1888 by Henry Flagler, a key figure in Florida's development, the building has since been transformed into a museum. Yet, beyond its stunning architecture and vast collections of Victorian-era art and curiosities, the Lightner Museum is also renowned for its lingering spirits and eerie hauntings, believed to be echoes from its days as a bustling hotel and casino. The CeSar Hotel was built to attract wealthy tourists to the burgeoning city of St. Augustine. With its ornate Spanish Renaissance Revival style, intricate tilework, and grand ballrooms, the hotel quickly became a luxurious destination. The casino, located in the hotel's basement, was a lively hotspot for social gatherings, gambling, and entertainment. For decades, the hotel thrived as a center of leisure and high society. However, the CeSar's heyday was not without tragedy. Several incidents occurred within its walls, including mysterious deaths and unexplained accidents, which have contributed to the building's haunted reputation. When the hotel eventually closed during the Great Depression, the building changed hands several times before being repurposed as the Lightner Museum in 1986. Today, visitors to the Lightner Museum often report unusual experiences that suggest the presence of spirits from the building's past. Many recount feeling sudden drops in temperature in certain rooms, especially near the old casino area and the grand ballroom. These cold spots are often accompanied by unexplained noises, whispers, footsteps, or the faint sound of music that seems to echo from another time. One of the most frequently encountered spirits is said to be a woman dressed in period clothing, often seen near the grand staircase or wandering the museum's ornate corridors. Witnesses describe her as graceful but somber, as if caught between worlds. Some believe she was a guest or performer at the hotel whose presence lingers, while others suggest she may be tied to one of the mysterious deaths that occurred during the hotel's operational years. Another popular ghost story involves a gentleman who allegedly haunts the casino area. Guests and staff have reported seeing the flicker of candlelight or the glow of a lantern moving through the old gambling rooms. Despite no one being there, some have even felt the sensation of being watched or lightly touched by an unseen hand while passing through these spaces. The museum's staff have shared their own encounters with the supernatural. Curators have reported objects moving inexplicably, such as display items shifting position or doors opening and closing on their own. One staff member recalled hearing the distinct sound of laughter and clinking glasses during off hours, as if a party from the past had suddenly come to life. Security cameras have occasionally caught shadowy figures or orbs of light in hallways and exhibit rooms. The architecture itself seems to amplify these ghostly activities. The building's high ceilings, ornate plasterwork, and hidden passageways create an atmosphere where sounds carry strangely and shadows play tricks on the eyes. The basement, once the site of the casino, is particularly known for its chilling ambience and frequent paranormal reports. Paranormal investigators have been drawn to the Lightner Museum for decades, eager to explore its haunted reputation. Using modern equipment like EVP recorders, infrared cameras, and electromagnetic field meters, They have documented a variety of phenomena. Recordings have captured faint voices and unexplained noises, and some infrared images reveal shadowy forms that defy natural explanation. These findings have only deepened the mystery surrounding the building. The ghostly legends of the Lightner Museum are not merely tales of fright, but also stories that connect the present to the past. They remind visitors of the human experiences that once animated the Grand Hotel, the laughter, the sorrow, the celebrations, and the tragedies. The spirits are seen as remnants of a time when the building was alive with energy, and their presence serves as a bridge to the history enshrined within the museum's walls. Visitors to the museum often speak of an uncanny sensation, a feeling that they are walking alongside echoes of those who once roamed the halls. For many, this adds an extra layer of fascination to their visit, transforming a simple tour into a journey through time and spirit. The Lightner Museum thus becomes not only a repository of artifacts, but also a living monument to the stories of its ghostly inhabitants. Despite its haunted reputation, the museum remains a beloved cultural institution. It hosts exhibitions of Victorian art, antiques, and curiosities, attracting tourists and art lovers from around the world. The combination of historical richness and paranormal intrigue makes it a unique destination, blending education with the thrill of the unknown. Whether skeptics or believers, visitors are drawn to the Lightner Museum's mystique. The building's ghosts, whether real spirits or manifestations of memory, invite all who enter to pause and consider the lives that shaped its past. They remind us that history is not just recorded in books or displayed in glass cases, but also felt in the atmosphere, carried on the whispers of unseen presences. The Lightner Museum stands as a testament to the enduring power of place and memory. Its ghosts, whether tragic or benign, enhance the sense of wonder and connection that the museum offers. They invite each visitor to experience the building not only as a historical landmark, but as a living story, where the past is never truly gone, and the spirits of yesterday continue to walk among us. The Jupiter Inlet Lighthouse stands tall and proud on the southeastern coast of Florida, a beacon of history and maritime safety for over a century. Built in 1860, this iconic lighthouse has guided countless ships safely through the treacherous waters of the Jupiter Inlet, its powerful light piercing through fog, storms, and darkness. But beyond its vital role in navigation, the lighthouse is shrouded in mystery, haunted by the ghosts of past keepers and mysterious unexplained lights that have fascinated and unsettled visitors for generations. The construction of the Jupiter Inlet Lighthouse was no small feat. Situated on a barrier island with shifting sands and unpredictable weather, the towering structure was built from bricks made on site and stands over 100 feet tall. Its distinctive red and white bands make it instantly recognizable, and it quickly became a symbol of hope and safety for sailors along Florida's Atlantic coast. Over the years, the lighthouse keepers and their families lived in the keeper's house near the tower, enduring isolation, storms, and the ever-present responsibility of maintaining the beacon. These men dedicated their lives to keeping the light burning, often facing dangerous conditions and long nights alone. The human stories intertwined with the lighthouse have become the foundation of many ghostly legends and paranormal tales. One of the most famous spirits said to haunt the lighthouse is that of Captain William T. Gifford, the first lighthouse keeper. Captain Gifford is remembered for his commitment and bravery, and many believe his presence still lingers at the site. Visitors and staff have reported seeing a tall figure dressed in period clothing, walking near the top of the lighthouse, or standing silently by the railings. Some have heard footsteps echoing on the spiral staircase when no one else is around, while others have felt an unseen presence watching over them. Another common story involves the unexplained lights that have been observed around the lighthouse grounds. Several witnesses describe seeing small orbs or flickering lights that appear at dusk or during stormy weather, sometimes moving in deliberate patterns or hovering near the lantern room. These lights have no obvious source, and their sudden appearances often coincide with strange sensations, cold drafts, tingling skin, or a feeling of being followed. Visitors have also reported hearing distant voices, whispers carried by the wind, and faint calls that seem to come from the water or the surrounding marshlands. These auditory phenomena add to the eerie atmosphere of the lighthouse, especially during nighttime tours or quiet moments alone near the keeper's quarters. Local lore tells of other spectral keepers and workers who perished while serving at the lighthouse. Some of these men are said to have died in accidents or illness, their spirits unable to leave the place where they devoted their lives. The stories of apparitions appearing at windows, flickering lanterns, and unexplained footsteps have been passed down through generations of lighthouse staff and visitors. The Jupiter Inlet Lighthouse also has a history tied to Native American tribes who inhabited the region long before the lighthouse was built. Some believe that the land itself holds spiritual energy, with the unexplained lights and ghostly sightings linked to ancient rituals or protective spirits of the original inhabitants. This blending of histories adds complexity to the lighthouse's supernatural reputation. Paranormal investigators have taken a keen interest in the Jupiter Inlet Lighthouse, conducting numerous investigations to uncover evidence of the unexplained. Using tools like EVP recorders, thermal imaging cameras, and electromagnetic field detectors, these researchers have captured unusual phenomena. Voices have been recorded in empty rooms, cold spots documented in areas where no drafts should exist, and images of orbs and shadow figures caught on camera. One particularly chilling account comes from a paranormal team who stayed overnight in the keeper's house. During their vigil, they recorded footsteps ascending the stairs when no one was present, and one investigator felt a sudden pressure on her chest, as if something unseen was attempting to communicate. These experiences, combined with other unexplained events, reinforced the lighthouse's reputation as a hotspot for paranormal activity. Despite, or perhaps because of its haunted reputation, the Jupiter Inlet Lighthouse remains a beloved landmark and popular tourist destination. The Jupiter Inlet Lighthouse and Museum offers guided tours that not only explore the lighthouse's history, but also share stories of its ghostly inhabitants and mysterious phenomena. Visitors climb the tower to take in breathtaking views of the inlet and surrounding wetlands, often hoping to catch a glimpse of something beyond the ordinary. The lighthouse's haunting is more than just spooky tales. It is a living connection to the past. The spirits said to roam the tower and grounds embody the dedication, isolation, and challenges faced by the lighthouse keepers, who ensured the safety of countless mariners. Their lingering presence is a reminder of the human stories behind the beacon's light. For many, the unexplained lights and ghostly apparitions add a sense of wonder and reverence to the lighthouse experience. They encourage visitors to look beyond the physical structure and imagine the lives, struggles, and spirits that inhabit the space. The Jupiter Inlet Lighthouse stands not only as a monument to maritime history, but as a portal to the mysteries that persist beyond the veil of time. Whether seen as historical echoes, spiritual guardians, or simply mysterious phenomena, the ghosts and lights of the Jupiter Inlet Lighthouse continue to captivate those who visit. They enrich the narrative of this enduring Florida landmark, reminding us that some places hold secrets waiting to be discovered, and that the past is never truly gone, but lives on in whispers, shadows, and flickering lights. As the sun sets and the lighthouse beam sweeps across the water, those who stand nearby can't help but wonder what spirits watch from the shadows, guiding and guarding the inlet. As they did so many years ago, the Jupiter Inlet Lighthouse remains a shining beacon, not only for ships navigating the coastline, but for those drawn to the mysteries and stories that lie within its walls and beyond. The Edison and Ford Winter Estates, located in Fort Myers, Florida, is a historic landmark that offers a fascinating glimpse into the lives of two of America's greatest innovators, Thomas Edison and Henry Ford. While the estates are celebrated for their beautiful gardens, groundbreaking inventions, and contributions to technology and industry, they also carry a mysterious reputation. Visitors and staff alike have reported unusual phenomena that suggest the spirits of these legendary men may still linger on the property, keeping watch over their winter retreat long after their passing. Thomas Edison, the prolific inventor, known for the light bulb, phonograph, and many other innovations, built his winter estate in Fort Myers in the late 19th century. It was a place where he could escape the harsh northern winters and continue his experiments in a warmer climate. Nearby, Henry Ford, the automotive pioneer and founder of the Ford Motor Company, purchased his own winter home not far from Edison's estate. The two men shared a close friendship and a mutual passion for invention, often spending time together at their Florida retreats. The estates today encompass not only the beautifully preserved homes of Edison and Ford, but also lush botanical gardens, a museum, and a laboratory where Edison conducted many of his experiments. Walking through the grounds, visitors experience a blend of natural beauty, historical significance, and an uncanny sense of presence that many describe as otherworldly. Reports of paranormal activity at the Edison and Ford winter estates have surfaced for decades. Visitors often mention feeling sudden chills in certain areas, especially near Edison's laboratory and Ford's workshop. Some have experienced the sensation of being watched or accompanied, even when alone. These subtle but persistent feelings have led many to believe that the spirits of Edison and Ford continue to inhabit their cherished winter homes. One of the most commonly reported phenomena involves unexplained sounds, footsteps echoing through empty rooms, the faint hum of machinery, or the soft murmur of voices just beyond hearing. Several visitors have recounted hearing the clinking of tools or the scribbling of notes, as if Edison or Ford were still busy at work on their inventions. There have also been multiple sightings of shadowy figures moving through the estates. Staff members have reported seeing tall silhouettes near the laboratory windows or along the garden paths, only to have them vanish when approached. Some guests claim to have glimpsed a figure resembling Edison in his characteristic suit and bowler hat, while others describe a presence that feels more mechanical or methodical, tributes often associated with Ford's personality. Photographs taken around the estates sometimes reveal unexplained light, anomalies, glowing orbs, or streaks of light that defy logical explanation. Paranormal investigators who have explored the property have recorded electronic voice phenomena, EVP, that include faint voices, musical notes, and even the sound of a typewriter clacking away. The gardens surrounding the estates, meticulously cultivated with exotic plants and rare species, also hold their own share of mysteries. Many visitors describe a serene atmosphere filled with the scent of blooming flowers and the gentle rustle of leaves. Yet, there are reports of strange occurrences, such as sudden gusts of wind on still days, flickering lights among the trees, and the feeling of invisible footsteps pacing along the garden paths. The friendship between Edison and Ford seems to transcend death, as some paranormal enthusiasts speculate that the spirits may still be communicating or collaborating. Several accounts mention sightings of two figures conversing quietly or working side by side in the late afternoon light. These visions evoke the spirit of innovation and camaraderie that defined their relationship during their lifetimes. The Edison and Ford winter estates have embraced their haunted reputation, incorporating tales of the supernatural into guided tours and special events. Visitors can take part in evening ghost tours, where storytellers share eerie tales of apparitions and unexplained happenings, while walking through the moonlit gardens and historic buildings. These tours add a thrilling dimension to the educational experience, blending history with mystery. For many who visit, the haunting is not frightening, but rather a touching reminder of the human stories behind the scientific achievements. The presence of Edison and Ford's spirits seems to imbue the estates with a sense of continuity and inspiration. Their legacy, after all, was one of imagination, perseverance, and the relentless pursuit of progressive spirit that appears to linger in the very air. The estates stand as a testament to the impact of two men whose inventions shaped the modern world. Yet beyond the tangible artifacts and historical exhibits, there is an intangible quality, a whisper of the past, a presence that invites reflection on time, legacy, and the mysteries that connect us all. Whether the spirits of Edison and Ford are truly present or the sensations experienced are products of imagination and atmosphere, the Edison and Ford winter estates continue to captivate visitors. The blending of history, nature, and the paranormal creates an unforgettable experience, where the light of invention shines alongside the shadows of the unknown. As the sun sets over the tranquil gardens and the historic buildings, those who linger feel a special energy or connection to the minds and souls of two of America's greatest visionaries. The Edison and Ford Winter estates remain a place where past and present meet, where innovation lives on, and where the whispers of the past invite visitors to dream of the future. Ybor City, a historic neighborhood nestled in Tampa, Florida, is known for its vibrant culture, rich history, and lively nightlife. Founded in the late 19th century by Cuban, Spanish, and Italian immigrants, Ybor City quickly grew into a bustling center for cigar manufacturing and immigrant life. But beneath its colorful facades and festive atmosphere lies a darker past, a legacy of violence, tragedy, and hardship that many say has left an imprint on the neighborhoods, streets, and buildings. Today, Ybor City is not only a place of cultural celebration, but also a hotspot for paranormal activity, where ghost stories and haunted legends come alive. Ybor City's origins are deeply tied to the cigar industry, which attracted thousands of workers seeking a better life. The factories operated around the clock, and the neighborhood thrived as a close-knit community of immigrants who shared language, traditions, and dreams. Yet, alongside this prosperity came strife. Labor disputes, gang violence, and racial tensions were common, casting a shadow over the neighborhood's early years. One of the most infamous chapters in Ybor City's history is the story of the Tampa smugglers and the various gangs that vied for control during the Prohibition era. Bootlegging, gambling, and organized crime flourished, resulting in violent confrontations and unsolved murders. Many believe that the restless spirits of those caught up in these brutal conflicts still roam the streets, their pain and anger lingering long after their deaths. The buildings in Ybor City, many constructed in the early 1900s, are steeped in history and mystery. Old cigar factories, social clubs, and residential homes have witnessed decades of human drama. Visitors and locals alike report paranormal phenomena such as sudden cold spots, unexplained noises, and shadowy figures seen in windows or alleyways. The flickering of lights, the sound of footsteps in empty halls, and mysterious voices are common occurrences in some of the neighborhood's oldest structures. One such place is the famous Columbia Restaurant, the oldest continuously operating restaurant in Florida. With its stunning Spanish architecture and rich heritage, the Columbia is a beloved landmark. Yet, staff and patrons have shared stories of strange happenings, ghostly apparitions in vintage attire, objects moving on their own, and phantom footsteps echoing through the halls late at night. Some say the spirits of former owners or employees still walk the premises, preserving the restaurant's legacy in spectral form. Another haunted site in Ybor City is the old Seven nightclub building, known for its ties to the criminal underworld and a violent past marked by shootings and brawls. Witnesses have reported shadowy figures watching from darkened corners, sudden chills, and eerie sounds that defy explanation. The building's turbulent history seems to have left an indelible mark, fueling tales of vengeful spirits and restless souls. The neighborhood's old cigar factories are also focal points for ghost stories. These large, labyrinthian buildings were once filled with the sounds of workers rolling cigars, laughter, and song. Now, some claim to hear whispers, machinery noises, and footsteps, despite the factories being long abandoned or converted into modern spaces. Visitors exploring these structures often experience feelings of unease or the sensation of unseen eyes following their movements. Beyond the buildings, the streets of Ybor City themselves are said to be haunted. Tour guides recount stories of ghostly figures seen wandering alleyways or disappearing into shadows. Some have reported seeing women in period clothing standing near street corners or hearing the distant sound of music and laughter from long-closed clubs. The energy of the neighborhood's tumultuous past seems to manifest in these fleeting, unexplained sightings. Several local ghost tours operate in Ybor City, attracting thrill seekers and history enthusiasts eager to explore the haunted corners of the neighborhood. These tours delve into the gritty and often grim stories behind the ghost dailies of lost love, betrayal, murder, and hardship. Guides share accounts of encounters with the supernatural, blending historical fact with spine-tingling legend to create a captivating narrative. One particularly chilling tale involves the case of a young woman named Maria, who lived in Ybor City in the early 1900s. According to legend, Maria fell in love with a man from a rival gang, a forbidden romance that ended tragically. It is said that Maria's spirit still wanders the streets near her former home, searching for her lost love. Visitors have reported feeling a sudden drop in temperature or catching a glimpse of a sorrowful figure in a white dress, an apparition believed to be Maria herself. The violent past of Ybor City, including labor strikes that sometimes erupted into bloody confrontations, also contributes to the neighborhood's haunted aura. The echoes of these struggles linger in the atmosphere, as if the land remembers the pain and resilience of those who fought for justice and survival. It is this blend of cultural pride and historical tragedy that makes Ybor City's ghost stories so poignant and compelling. Despite the eerie tales and haunted reputation, Ybor City remains a vibrant, thriving community where history and modern life coexist. The neighborhood celebrates its diverse roots through festivals, music, and culinary traditions, inviting visitors to experience its unique charm. Yet, the ghost stories remind everyone that beneath the lively surface lies a deeper, more complex history etched into every brick and cobblestone. For those willing to listen, Ybor City's haunted streets tell stories of human struggle, passion, and endurance. The spirits said to inhabit the neighborhood serve as guardians of its past, keeping memories alive and challenging us to remember the realities behind the celebrations. These ghostly presences offer a glimpse into the soul of Ybor City, a place where the past is never far away, and where history, mystery, and life intertwine. Walking through Ybor City at night, one can feel the weight of time pressing softly against the present. The flickering street lamps illuminate faded murals and historic buildings. And in the quiet moments between the sounds of the bustling nightlife, the whispers of the past seem to emerge. Ghosts of cigar makers, gangsters, lovers, and laborers all mingle in the cool night air, their stories lingering like the smoke from a freshly rolled cigar. Whether you believe in ghosts or simply appreciate history, Ybor City offers an unforgettable experience. Neighborhood alive with stories waiting to be uncovered. Its haunted streets and buildings remind us that every place holds secrets, and every city has a soul shaped by the lives and spirits of those who came before. In the end, Ybor City stands as a testament to resilience and transformation, a place where vibrant culture thrives alongside haunting memories. Its ghost stories invite visitors to look deeper, to listen closely, and to honor the complex tapestry of human experience woven into every corner of this iconic Tampa neighborhood. Bok Tower Gardens, perched atop Iron Mountain in Lake Wales, Florida, is widely known for its breathtaking beauty, tranquil atmosphere, and the iconic Singing Tower. Established in the late 1920s by Edward W. Bok, the gardens were designed to be a place of peace and reflection, where visitors could immerse themselves in nature and the art of music carried on the bells of the Grand Carillon housed within the tower. Yet, beneath its serene exterior, Bok Tower Gardens holds secrets and stories that hint at a supernatural presence. Reports of strange sounds and ghostly sightings have fascinated and unsettled visitors for decades. The Singing Tower itself is a remarkable architectural masterpiece, crafted from pink and gray marble and coquina stone. Its 60 bronze bells, some weighing thousands of pounds, create melodies that echo through the gardens and surrounding hills. Visitors often come to enjoy the music, the colorful blooms, and the peaceful paths winding beneath ancient oaks draped with Spanish moss. However, amidst this beauty, numerous guests and staff have shared accounts of inexplicable occurrences that seem to go beyond the natural world. One of the most frequently mentioned phenomena is the occurrence of mysterious sounds. Visitors have reported hearing soft whispers, faint footsteps, and the distant echo of music that does not align with the carillon's scheduled playtimes. These sounds often appear unexpectedly, sometimes while wandering quiet paths or resting near the reflecting pool, creating an eerie yet captivating atmosphere. Many describe the whispers as unintelligible voices that seem to float on the gentle breeze, as if the garden itself is trying to communicate. Staff members working at Bok Tower Gardens have also experienced unusual auditory phenomena. Security personnel during night shifts sometimes hear creaking doors, footsteps echoing on empty stone pathways, or the soft rustle of leaves without any wind. Several have reported hearing the sudden chime of bells when no one is near the controls, a sound that adds a haunting quality to the already mystical surroundings. Aside from the strange sounds, ghostly sightings add another layer of mystery to the gardens. Visitors have recounted glimpses of shadowy figures moving silently among the trees or disappearing near the tower's base. Some have seen a woman dressed in early 20th century attire strolling along the paths, vanishing when approached. Others speak of a tall, solemn figure standing near the reflecting pool, whose presence evokes a feeling of calm mixed with melancholy. Local lore suggests that some of these apparitions might be the spirits of former caretakers or visitors who had a deep connection to the gardens. Edward Bok himself was passionately involved in the creation and maintenance of the gardens, and it is believed that his dedication may have left an energetic imprint. Others speculate that the land, once home to indigenous peoples and later transformed by human hands, holds residual energies that manifest as ghostly presences. The natural setting of Bok Tower Gardens contributes to its enigmatic atmosphere. The interplay of sunlight and shadows among towering oaks and flowering azaleas often creates illusions that can make fleeting shapes appear. The constant symphony of nature, the wind, bird calls, and water gently flowing in the pools sometimes merges with the reported strange sounds, blurring the lines between natural and supernatural experiences. Paranormal investigators intrigued by these stories have conducted explorations within the gardens, employing electronic voice phenomenon, EVP devices, thermal cameras, and other specialized tools. Their investigations have revealed unexplained voices captured on recordings, sudden drops in temperature, and images of shadowy forms near the tower and surrounding pathways. One particularly memorable event involved an unprompted chime of the bells coinciding with a cold spot detected by thermal sensors, reinforcing the garden's reputation as a place of paranormal activity. The history of Bok Tower Gardens, situated at Florida's highest point, also enriches its mystical aura. The site's transformation from ancient indigenous land to a modern sanctuary reflects layers of human experience and reverence. The tower and gardens symbolize not just beauty and peace, but also resilience, dedication, and the passage of time, themes that resonate with the stories of ghostly visitors. For many, visiting Bok Tower Gardens is more than an opportunity to enjoy nature and music. It becomes a journey into a realm where the visible and invisible intertwine. The strange sounds and ghostly sightings, rather than frightening, often inspire awe and curiosity, encouraging visitors to contemplate the deeper mysteries of life and legacy. The ghost stories of Bok Tower Gardens remind us that places carry memories beyond what the eye can see. Whether these paranormal experiences are echoes of the past, spiritual guardians, or simply the result of imagination and atmosphere, they add a rich dimension to the garden's allure. The presence of these unseen visitors invites reflection on the connection between humanity and the natural world, and on the invisible threads that tie us to the places we cherish. Walking through the gardens, visitors can feel a profound sense of connection, only to the beauty surrounding them, but also to the history and mystery embedded in every stone and leaf. The soft chime of the bells, the whisper of the wind through the trees, and the occasional glimpse of a shadow become part of a living story, one that continues to unfold with each passing visitor. In the end, Bok Tower Gardens stands as a sanctuary not only for the living, but perhaps also for the spirits who remain. Their presence woven into the fabric of the place. It is a reminder that beauty and mystery often walk hand in hand, inviting us to look beyond what is seen and to listen closely to the stories that linger in the silence. The gardens offer a timeless experience, where every melody played on the carillon, carries whispers from the past, and every rustle in the leaves holds the possibility of an unseen presence. Visitors leave inspired by the harmony of nature and music and intrigued by the subtle, haunting mysteries that make Boktawa Gardens a truly unique and unforgettable destination. The Stranahan House in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, is more than just the city's oldest surviving structure. It is a living testament to the early days of South Florida and the remarkable people who shaped its beginnings. Built in 1901 by Frank and Ivy Stranahan, the house served as a family home, trading post, and community hub during a time when Fort Lauderdale was still a small, untamed frontier town. Today, the Stranahan House stands as a museum, preserving local history and architecture. But it is also known for the ghostly presence of its original inhabitants and mysterious visitors who reportedly still roam its halls. Frank Stranahan arrived in South Florida as a young trader and entrepreneur, establishing the area's first ferry service and trading post. Ivy, his wife, was known for her strength, grace, and dedication to the community. Together, they built the house using wood salvaged from a shipwreck, creating a cozy and functional home that would become a center of social life for the growing town. Over the years, the house witnessed celebrations, hardships, and daily life that reflected the spirit of pioneer Florida. But along with its rich history, the Stranahan House carries tales of the supernatural. Visitors and staff have long reported unexplained phenomena, attributing them to the lingering spirits of the Stranahans and other unknown presences connected to the home. As past, these ghostly encounters add a fascinating and sometimes eerie layer to the historic site. One of the most commonly reported spirits is that of Ivy Stranahan herself. Known for her nurturing and determined nature, Ivy's presence is often described as warm and comforting, though also sometimes melancholic. Visitors have said they felt a gentle touch on their shoulder, or sensed a calming energy in rooms once used by Ivy. Some claim to have seen her figure, dressed in period clothing, quietly moving through the house, or standing near the fireplace as if watching over the home. Frank Stranahan's spirit is also believed to linger, though his presence is often described as more businesslike and purposeful. Staff members have reported the sensation of someone entering a room just before a breeze stirs the curtains or doors gently close. Footsteps on the wooden floors, particularly near the front porch or the old trading post area, have been heard when the house is otherwise empty. Beyond the Stranahans, there are stories of mysterious visitors who once passed through the house and whose spirits may remain. The home served as a trading post and meeting place for local Native American tribes, early settlers, and travelers, creating a complex web of interactions and histories. Some paranormal enthusiasts suggest that the spirits of these transient visitors, traders, soldiers, or perhaps those who faced tragedy, have left an imprint on the house's atmosphere. Unexplained sounds are common at the Stranahan House. Visitors have reported hearing soft voices, laughter, or the clinking of glasses during evening tours. Long after the crowds have left, doors sometimes creak open or close on their own, and lights have been known to flicker inexplicably. These phenomena are often subtle but persistent, creating an atmosphere charged with a sense of mystery. One particularly intriguing account comes from a night security guard who encountered a cold spot near the back staircase, accompanied by the faint scent of cigar smoke, a nod to Frank Stranahan's known habit. The guard also heard footsteps pacing above when no one else was present, and felt a presence watching over the area. The architecture of the house itself lends to the haunting ambience. Built with aged cypress wood and featuring creaking floors and narrow staircases, the building naturally amplifies sounds and shadows. The open design and multiple rooms create spaces where light and dark play tricks on the senses, often leading visitors to question what is real and what is illusion. Paranormal investigators have explored the Stranahan House, capturing electronic voice phenomena, EVP, and other unexplained occurrences. Some recordings feature voices responding to questions, footsteps heard in empty rooms, and unexplained knocks or tapping sounds. Thermal-imaging has detected cold spots and shadowy shapes moving in areas linked to the original family quarters. Despite the eerie stories, the Stranahan House remains a cherished landmark and museum dedicated to preserving Fort Lauderdale's heritage. The caretakers embrace the house's ghostly reputation, offering ghost tours that combine history and the supernatural. These tours provide guests with a unique opportunity to connect with the past in an intimate way, walking the same halls once lived in by the town's founding family and perhaps encountering the spirits they left behind. The haunting of the Stranahan House is not one of fear but of presence, an enduring connection to the lives and stories of those who built the community. The spirits, whether real or imagined, add depth to the visitor experience, inviting reflection on time, memory, and the unseen ties that bind people to place. For many, the house's ghosts are a reminder that history is more than dates and artifacts. It is alive in the energy of places and the echoes of lives once lived. The Stranahan House stands as a portal to the past, where the line between the living and the departed is blurred, and the stories of Fort Lauderdale's earliest days continue to unfold. Visitors often leave with a sense of awe and curiosity, touched by the blending of tangible history and intangible mystery. The house's creaks and whispers become part of the narrative, a subtle soundtrack to the story of pioneering spirit and community resilience. As the sun sets over the peaceful waters near the house, the Stranahan House remains a steadfast witness to time's passage, harboring secrets and spirits within its walls. It invites all who enter to step back into a world where history and hauntings coexist, where every shadow tells a story, and where the original inhabitants and their mysterious visitors continue to call the house home. The historic Hernando County Courthouse in Brooksville, Florida, stands as a proud symbol of justice and history. Built in 1909, this courthouse is one of the oldest functioning courthouses in the state and is admired for its impressive classical revival architecture. Its stately columns, grand facade, and elegant interiors tell the story of a bygone era when courthouse proceedings played a vital role in shaping the community. But beyond its historical significance and architectural beauty, the courthouse is also known for its eerie reputation. Over the years, numerous reports of ghostly judges and restless spirits have emerged, making the building a hotspot for paranormal activity and ghost stories. The courthouse has witnessed over a century of intense trials, heated arguments, and solemn verdicts. It served as the stage for countless stories of human drama, crimes, and punishments. Justice served and denied, lives forever altered. With such a turbulent past, it's perhaps unsurprising that many believe the courthouse holds the memories and energies of those who passed through its halls. Some unable or unwilling to move on, visitors, employees, and law enforcement personnel have shared chilling accounts of unexplained phenomena within the courthouse. Among the most frequent reports are sightings of ghostly figures, often described as men in judges' robes or old-fashioned attire, who appear to be silently presiding over invisible court proceedings. These apparitions are usually seen near the courtroom itself or the judge's chambers. Witnesses say the figures exude an aura of authority and seriousness, as if still bound to their roles in life. One widely reported spirit is believed to be that of an early 20th century judge who served in the courthouse. Known for his strict but fair demeanor, the judge reportedly still roams the corridors, his presence felt as a stern but just guardian of the building. Staff, working late hours, have felt sudden cold spots, heard the tap of a gavel when no one is present, or glimpsed a shadowy figure disappearing around corners. Some say that if you listen carefully during quiet moments, you can hear the faint sound of a judge's voice, calling the court to order, or reading verdicts from the past. Other restless spirits reported within the courthouse include former defendants, witnesses, and jurors whose stories ended abruptly within these walls. Some witnesses describe hearing disembodied footsteps echoing on the wooden floors, the creak of doors opening and closing on their own, or muffled voices that seem to come from empty rooms. There are accounts of unexplained noises during trials, even when the courthouse is closed for the day, adding an unsettling air to the historic building. Several employees have also reported strange sensations, such as feeling watched or being touched by unseen hands, especially near the jury deliberation rooms and the basement areas. The feeling is often described as oppressive, heavy with tension, as if the weight of past decisions and human emotions still lingers. Some have felt a sudden drop in temperature or experienced electronic devices malfunctioning inexplicably while inside the courthouse. The basement of the courthouse, once used for holding cells and storage, is particularly noted for paranormal activity. Stories abound of shadowy figures moving through the dimly lit corridors, the distant clanging of prison doors, and an overwhelming sense of despair. Visitors who have ventured into this area describe an atmosphere thick with unease, as if the walls themselves hold the echoes of suffering and confinement. Historical records reveal that the courthouse was indeed the site of many high-profile trials and incarcerations, some of which ended tragically. The stories of those who suffered injustice or who faced grim fates contribute to the belief that their spirits remain restless. In particular, tales circulate about a wrongful conviction that led to a man's execution, and some say his spirit still haunts the courthouse, seeking vindication. Paranormal investigators have conducted multiple explorations at the Hernando County Courthouse, capturing compelling evidence of supernatural activity. Using electronic voice phenomenon, EVP recorders, they have documented unexplained voices, sometimes shouting, sometimes whispering, that cannot be attributed to any living person. Thermal imaging has picked up cold spots and shadowy shapes moving through hallways and courtrooms. Some investigators have felt intense emotional energy, describing it as a mix of sorrow, anger, and frustration emanating from the building. The courthouse's haunting is not just about fear or malevolence, but is often described as a reminder of the weight of justice and the human stories behind legal proceedings. The spirits seem bound to the courthouse by unresolved emotions, unfinished business, or the gravity of the decisions made within its walls. For many who experience the hauntings, the presence of these ghosts is a poignant connection to history and the human condition. Despite its eerie reputation, the Hernando County Courthouse remains a functioning center of justice, continuing to serve the community while holding on to its rich past. The building is also open to visitors interested in its history and paranormal stories, and ghost tours have become popular for those wanting to explore the courthouse's haunted side. These tours allow participants to walk the same hallways where judges, lawyers, defendants, and jurors once stood, to hear tales of famous trials and ghostly encounters, and to experience the unique atmosphere that blends history with mystery. Guides share accounts of apparitions, strange noises, and the courthouse's turbulent past, creating an immersive experience that keeps the stories alive. The haunting of the historic Hernando County Courthouse serves as a powerful reminder that buildings are more than bricks and mortar. They are vessels for memory and emotion, places where the past continues to resonate. The ghostly judges and restless spirits symbolize the enduring impact of justice, its triumphs and failures, its human cost, and its lasting legacy. For visitors, the courthouse offers a fascinating glimpse into the layers of history and the panache intertwined within one of Florida's oldest legal institutions. Whether skeptics or believers, many find themselves captivated by the stories, feeling the weight of unseen presences that quietly witness the unfolding of life and law. As night falls over the courthouse, the shadows lengthen, and the building's history seems to breathe once more. The spirits of judges, jurors, and those who pass through its doors linger on, silent observers of time, justice, and the mysteries that remain just beyond the veil. The Union Hotel in Cocoa, Florida, is a historic landmark steeped in over a century of history and mystery. Originally built in the late 19th century, the hotel has seen a myriad of guests and events. But what truly sets it apart is its deep connection to the Civil War era and the hauntings that are said to stem from that turbulent time. Visitors and locals alike speak in hushed tones about unexplained occurrences, ghostly apparitions, and an atmosphere thick with the echoes of the past. The hotel's origins trace back to a time when Cocoa was a small but strategically important community along Florida's east coast. During the Civil War, the area was a hub of activity, with Confederate and Union forces vying for control of the region. Though the present-day building was constructed after the war, the land it occupies and the stories associated with the property are inextricably linked to the conflict and the many lives forever changed by it. The Union Hotel's architecture carries the charm of a bygone era, with its wooden frame, spacious verandas, and period details that evoke the turn of the century. Over the decades, the hotel has served as a haven for travelers, a gathering place for the community, and a witness to the slow transformation of Coco from a frontier town to a modern city. Yet, within its walls, the shadows of history linger in more than just memory. Haunted legends surrounding the hotel are numerous and varied. One of the most persistent stories involves the ghost of a Civil War soldier who is said to roam the hallways at night. According to witnesses, this spectral figure appears in uniform, often standing silently near the staircases or gazing out of windows as if waiting for something or someone. Guests staying late into the night have reported cold drafts and sudden drops in temperature around the areas where the soldier is seen. Another common report comes from the hotel's staff and visitors who have experienced unexplained noises, footsteps echoing along empty corridors, the soft murmur of voices, or the creak of doors opening and closing on their own. Some have heard the distant sounds of horses and gunfire, as if the Civil War battles were replaying faintly through time. One particularly chilling account comes from a guest who stayed in one of the rooms, said to be the epicenter of the hauntings. During the night, they awoke to the feeling of a presence, standing at the foot of the bed. When they opened their eyes, they saw a transparent figure clad in a Confederate uniform, his expression solemn and eyes filled with sorrow. The guest remained frozen with fear until the apparition vanished as suddenly as it had appeared. The Union Hotel also has stories of restless spirits connected to the land itself. Local folklore suggests that the site was once the location of a battlefield or a military encampment where soldiers fought, died, and were hastily buried. These stories imply that the spirits of those who never found peace continue to wander, bound to the site by trauma and unfinished business. Employees have recounted experiences that add to the hotel's haunted reputation. Cleaning staff have found objects moved or missing, only to reappear in strange places later. Lights have flickered without cause, and security cameras sometimes capture unexplained orbs of light drifting through the hallways. Some staff members refuse to work night shifts alone, especially in the oldest parts of the building. Paranormal investigations conducted at the Union Hotel have yielded intriguing findings. Using equipment such as EVP recorders and infrared cameras, investigators have captured unusual sounds and images. Whispered voices have been picked up on recordings where no one else was present, and shadowy shapes have appeared on video footage. Temperature sensors have recorded sudden cold spots, often in areas associated with the most intense haunting. The hotel's management has embraced its haunted legacy as part of its unique charm. They offer guided ghost tours that attract visitors interested in history and the paranormal. These tours recount the hotel's storied past, share eyewitness accounts, and provide an opportunity to explore the eerie ambience firsthand. The blend of historical facts and ghostly tales makes the Union Hotel a fascinating destination for those seeking a connection to both the past and the supernatural. Beyond the ghost stories, the Union Hotel stands as a testament to Coco's resilience and growth. It symbolizes the layers of history that shape a community that triumphs, tragedies, and memories preserved in places where people lived, loved, and sometimes died. The hauntings serve as a reminder that history is never truly buried. It can resurface in whispers, shadows, and the inexplicable moments that defy explanation. Visitors to the Union Hotel often speak of an uncanny atmosphere, feeling that time folds upon itself and the past is never far away. Whether it's the soft tolling of a distant bell, the sudden chill in a summer breeze, or a fleeting glimpse of a figure in Civil War attire, these experiences invite reflection on the human stories embedded in the very fabric of the building. The Civil War was a defining moment in American history, marked by conflict, loss, and profound change. The spirits said to haunt the Union Hotel embody those themes, standing as silent witnesses to a time of upheaval and uncertainty. Their presence lends the hotel a poignant depth, connecting guests to history in a visceral and personal way. In the quiet hours, when the hotel is still and the moon casts shadows across its verandas, the Union Hotel becomes more than a place to stay. It transforms into a portal to the past. Here, the living brush shoulders with the dead, and stories of valor, heartbreak, and restless souls intermingle beneath the Florida stars. Whether skeptic or believer, those who step inside the Union Hotel cannot help but feel the weight of history pressing softly against the walls. The echoes of Civil War battles, the footsteps of long-gone soldiers, and the whispers of ghosts add an unforgettable layer of mystery to this historic Florida landmark. The Union Hotel reminds us that every place has its stories, some told aloud, others whispered on the wind. It stands as a guardian of memory, where the past is not forgotten, but lives on, waiting quietly for those who dare to listen. The Old Dade Battlefield in Sumter County, Florida, stands as a solemn reminder of one of the most significant and brutal conflicts in Florida's early history. The site marks the location of the Dade Massacre, a tragic battle fought on December 28, 1835, which ignited the Second Seminole War. Over time, this battlefield has become more than just a historical landmark. It has become a place where the echoes of violence and loss seem to linger, and where many claim the spirits of those who perished in the conflict still roam. The battle itself was a brutal ambush. Major Francis L. Dade led a company of 110 U.S. soldiers on a march from Fort Brooke, now Tampa, to Fort King, now Ocala, intending to reinforce the Army's presence in Central Florida. However, the troops were intercepted by a force of Seminole warriors led by the legendary chief Osceola and McNopey. The Seminoles, using their deep knowledge of the terrain and guerrilla tactics, launched a surprise attack in the dense Florida wilderness, killing or mortally wounding nearly every soldier in what became one of the bloodiest engagements of the Seminole Wars. Today, the Old Dade battlefield is preserved as a state park, with monuments and markers commemorating those who fought and fell on that fateful day. Visitors come to pay their respects, learn about this critical chapter in Florida's past, and experience the natural beauty of the preserved pine forests and wetlands. But many who visit also report a powerful, almost tangible presence and atmosphere, heavy with the weight of history and sorrow. Stories of paranormal activity have swirled around the battlefield for decades. Witnesses describe hearing the distant clash of swords and muskets, the shouted commands of officers, and the cries of wounded men carried on the wind even when the area is quiet and empty. These auditory phenomena are often accompanied by a feeling of unease or a sudden chill, as if the very air remembers the violence that transpired. Ghostly apparitions have also been reported at the site, dressed in the uniforms of soldiers from both sides of the conflict. Some report glimpses of men in Seminole attire, their expressions fierce and determined, while others see the ghostly forms of us infantrymen, their faces marked by exhaustion and fear. These specters are usually fleeting, vanishing when approached, but their presence leaves a lasting impression. One particularly well-known account comes from a visitor who was exploring the battlefield near dusk. As the sun set behind the pine trees, the visitor saw a group of figures marching silently along the trail, dressed in 19th century military uniforms. Suddenly, the group disappeared as if swallowed by the forest, leaving behind only the faint sound of footsteps fading into the distance. Another report comes from a park ranger who frequently patrols the grounds after dark. The ranger has described hearing disembodied voices, calling out orders, and the faint rattle of gunfire. At times, the ranger has felt sudden drops in temperature and the sensation of being watched by unseen eyes. On one occasion, the ranger saw a translucent figure standing near the monument dedicated to Major Dade and his men, a silent guardian of the battlefield. The Old Dade battlefield's paranormal reputation is deeply tied to the unresolved emotions of the conflict: anger, fear, grief, and bravery that remain etched into the landscape. The tragic nature of the battle, with so many lives lost in a sudden, brutal attack, is said to have left spiritual scars that persist. Some believe that the spirits of the fallen are trapped in a cycle of reliving their last moments, unable to find peace or move on. Folklore also suggests that the spirits may be protective, watching over the site to preserve its sanctity and honor the memory of those who fought. This belief is supported by stories of visitors feeling an unseen presence, offering comfort or guidance rather than malevolence. Many who have experienced these phenomena come away with a profound respect for the sacrifice made on this land. Paranormal investigations at the Old Dade battlefield have captured intriguing evidence. Researchers using electronic voice phenomenon, EVP recorders, have picked up unexplained voices, sometimes repeating phrases related to battle commands or cries for help. Thermal imaging has revealed cold spots in the woods where no natural explanation exists, and some cameras have caught orbs or shadow figures moving through the trees. The battlefield's remote and wooded environment contributes to its haunting ambience. The rustle of leaves, the creak of branches in the wind, and the natural sounds of wildlife sometimes blend with the paranormal phenomena, making it difficult to distinguish between the living and the spectral. The peaceful beauty of the park contrasts sharply with the violent history embedded beneath the soil, creating a powerful and emotional experience for those who visit. The Old Dade battlefield also serves as a reminder of the broader history and struggles of the Seminole people. The war was fought over land, survival, and freedom, and the battlefield is a symbol of resistance and resilience. The spirits said to haunt the grounds are not only casualties of war, but also representatives of a culture striving to protect its homeland. Visitors to the site often speak of feeling a deep connection to the past, a sense of standing where history unfolded in raw and unforgettable ways. The ghostly sightings and unexplained sounds become part of the story, a haunting reminder that the past is never truly gone, but lives on in memory and spirit. For many, the Old Dade battlefield is a place of reflection and reverence. It invites contemplation of the human cost of conflict and the enduring impact of history on the land itself. The spirits said to roam the area are a testament to lives lived and lost, and to the powerful hold that place and memory can have on the living and the departed alike. As the sun sets over the pines and the gentle Florida breeze whispers through the leaves, the Old Dade battlefield remains a silent witness to courage, sacrifice, and the mysteries that linger long after the guns have fallen silent. Here, history and the supernatural intertwine, creating a haunting landscape where the past is never far away, and the spirits of those who fought continue to roam the land they once called home. Long Key State Park, nestled in the middle of Florida's stunning Florida Keys, is known for its beautiful turquoise waters, lush mangroves, and abundant wildlife. But beneath this serene tropical paradise lies a deep, dark history, shrouded in mystery and eerie tales. For centuries, Long Key has been haunted by restless spirits, the ghosts of pirates and shipwreck, victims who met tragic ends along these treacherous waters. This haunting legacy continues to captivate visitors, locals, and paranormal enthusiasts alike. The story of Long Key's hauntings begins in the early 18th century, during the golden age of piracy in the Caribbean. These warm, shallow waters served as a perfect hiding place for pirates, privateers, and treasure hunters who preyed on the rich Spanish galleons sailing between the New World and Europe. The island's dense mangroves and hidden coves offered cover for smugglers and outlaws, who often chose Long Key as a base of operations. Among the most infamous pirates rumored to have roamed these waters was Captain Benjamin "Blackjack" Avery, a ruthless English privateer known for his cunning raids and ruthless tactics. Legend has it that Blackjack and his crew used Long Key as a safe harbor after plundering Spanish ships, stashing their loot in hidden caves and secret underground tunnels. According to local lore, some of their treasure remains buried somewhere on the island, waiting to be discovered. But Blackjack's reign of terror ended abruptly in 1723, when his ship, the Crimson Serpent, was caught in a violent storm off the coast of Long Key. The tempest smashed the vessel against the coral reefs, sending the pirate crew into the churning waters. Most were never seen again, but but some survivors made it to shore, only to vanish mysteriously in the dense mangrove forests. It is said that Blackjack's vengeful spirit still wanders the island, seeking his lost treasure and the souls of his men. These tales of pirate ghosts are not just stories. Over the years, numerous visitors to Long Key State Park have reported strange encounters that hint at a supernatural presence. Campers and hikers have heard distant footsteps crunching on dry leaves when no one else was around. Others speak of eerie whispers carried by the ocean breeze, as if the voices of lost sailors are still echoing across the water. On foggy nights, ghostly lights have been seen flickering near the shoreline, lights that cannot be explained by any natural source. But the pirate legends are only part of Long Key's haunted history. The island has also been a graveyard for countless shipwreck victims, victims of the perilous waters that have claimed hundreds of vessels over the centuries. The treacherous reefs and sudden storms made navigation around Long Key deadly for early mariners. Many ships ran aground or sank without warning, and their crews perished in the unforgiving sea. One of the most tragic and well-documented shipwrecks near Long Key is the story of the Isaac Allerton, a merchant vessel that ran aground during a fierce hurricane in 1856. The ship was carrying a precious cargo of goods destined for New Orleans when the storm hit. As the winds howled and the waves crashed, the Isaac Allerton was smashed against the coral, its timbers ripped apart. Dozens of crew members drowned, and survivors struggled to reach the island's shore. Local fishermen and residents who came to assist reported chilling scenes of survivors wandering the beach in a daze, many succumbing to injuries or exhaustion. Since then, many who camped near the shoreline where the wreck occurred have described hearing cries for help in the night or glimpsing shadowy figures walking silently along the beach at dawn. These sightings are often accompanied by sudden drops in temperature, a common sign of paranormal activity. One of the deadliest storms in U.S. history, the hurricane devastated the Keys, including Long Key, destroying homes, businesses, and infrastructure. The storm struck with little warning, catching many residents and travelers off guard. Hundreds lost their lives as the powerful winds and storm surge swept through the islands. Eyewitness accounts from survivors tell of desperate cries and frantic prayers carried on the wind as the hurricane raged. Today, it's said that during the anniversary of the hurricane, strange phenomena occur. Flickering lights in the sky, unexplained knocking sounds on trees, and the sensation of being watched by unseen eyes. Many believe these manifestations are the lingering spirits of those who perished in the storm, trapped forever between this world and the next. Beyond the personal hauntings, Long Key's eerie atmosphere is enhanced by the natural environment itself. The mangrove forests create dense, labyrinthine pathways, casting deep shadows even in daylight. The soundscape is filled with strange noises, the creaking of swaying branches, the whisper of waves crashing on coral reefs, and the occasional cry of a bird or distant animal. This isolation and natural mystery lend themselves perfectly to the stories of restless spirits. Paranormal investigations have been conducted in Long Key State Park over the years, with teams reporting numerous strange occurrences. Electronic voice phenomena (EVP) recordings have captured indecipherable voices and moans, while infrared cameras have caught fleeting images and unexplained shadows. Some investigators claim to have felt cold spots, sudden drops in temperature that appear and disappear without explanation. One famous location within the park is known as Pirates Cove, a small secluded beach surrounded by dense mangroves. Visitors here have frequently reported feelings of unease, sudden chills, and sightings of ghostly figures clad in old naval attire. Campers sometimes hear the sounds of clashing swords or the distant rumble of cannon fire, as if the echoes of long-ago battles still play out in the ether. Stories from park rangers and longtime locals add to the mystique. Many have witnessed inexplicable events, objects moving on their own, disembodied footsteps, and the sensation of being touched by unseen hands. Some rangers avoid certain trails after dark, believing that spirits roam freely when the sun sets. Despite these spooky tales, Long Key State Park remains a beloved destination for nature lovers, campers, and history buffs. Its haunting legends add a rich layer of intrigue and mystery, blending the natural beauty of the Florida Keys with the enduring human fascination with the supernatural. Whether you come seeking adventure or a glimpse into the paranormal, a visit to Long Key State Park offers more than just breathtaking scenery. It invites you to step back in time, to imagine the lives of pirates, sailors, and settlers who lived, fought, and died in these waters. Their stories, etched into the very landscape, continue to whisper on the wind, reminding us that sometimes the past never truly lets go. Visitors who brave the park after dark often find themselves on heightened alert, eyes scanning the shadows, ears tuned to the faintest sounds. Some swear they have felt the cold breath of a ghostly presence or seen fleeting images out of the corner of their eye. Others report an overwhelming sense of sadness and loss, a feeling that the island itself is mourning the countless souls it has claimed. For many, Long Key's haunted reputation is part of its charm. The legends of pirates and shipwreck victims offer a thrilling connection to a forgotten chapter of Florida's history, making each step through the mangroves or along the beach a step into a living story. In the end, Long Key State Park is a place where nature and history intertwine with the supernatural, where the past lingers just beneath the surface, and where the spirits of pirates and sailors still roam the land and sea, forever bound to this enchanted island. The Cassadaga Hotel in St. Augustine, Florida, is a landmark steeped in history, luxury, and an undeniable air of mystery. Built in 1888 by Henry Flagler, a prominent figure in Florida's development, the hotel was originally named the Cordova Hotel. Just 2 years later, Flagler purchased it again and renamed it Cassadaga, after a saint revered for her resilience and strength. Today, this opulent hotel, with its Moorish Revival architecture and grand interiors, stands as one of the oldest continuously operating hotels in the United States. Yet beyond its elegant facade, Cassadaga is renowned for something far less tangible: its haunted reputation. The hotel is said to be filled with spectral guests and eerie happenings that have puzzled and terrified visitors for decades. The story of Cassadaga's hauntings begins almost as soon as it opened its doors. The hotel quickly became a social hub for the wealthy and influential, attracting politicians, artists, and tourists alike. But behind the glitz and glamour, strange events started to unfold. Staff and guests reported unexplained cold spots drifting through the hallways, lights flickering without cause, and the sensation of being watched when no one was around. These phenomena were initially dismissed as quirks of an aging building, but over time, the tales grew more unsettling. One of the most famous spirits said to haunt Cassadaga is that of a mysterious woman believed to be a former guest who never checked out, known only as the Lady in White. She is often seen wandering the upper floors in a flowing white gown, her expression mournful yet ethereal. Many who have encountered her describe a feeling of overwhelming sadness mixed with a subtle warning, as if she is trying to communicate something lost to time. Some guests have reported waking to find a faint, cold breeze brushing against their skin, even though all windows and doors were securely shut. In addition to the Lady in White, there is a legend about a gentleman known as the concierge. He appears primarily in the hotel's lobby and hallways, dressed in early 20th century attire. Unlike other spectral figures, the concierge seems less malevolent and more like a guardian of the hotel's history. Several guests and staff members claim to have exchanged brief conversations with him, only to turn and find no one there. His presence is often accompanied by the faint scent of cigar smoke and polished leather, evoking the glamour of a bygone era. Another chilling tale involves room 311, a suite notorious for its paranormal activity. Guests who have stayed there report hearing faint piano music drifting through the walls late at night, even though no instrument is present in the room. Some say the melody is hauntingly beautiful, while others find it unnerving and sorrowful. In addition to the music, visitors have described objects moving on their own, doors opening and closing without explanation, and the distinct feeling of an unseen presence sharing the room with them. Staff members at Cassadaga have their own stories of eerie happenings. Housekeepers often speak of hearing footsteps echoing down empty corridors or spotting shadowy figures out of the corner of their eyes. Maintenance workers have reported tools mysteriously disappearing and reappearing in different places, as well as electrical malfunctions that defy logical explanation. One longtime employee recalls an incident when the grand chandelier in the main lobby swayed violently despite the absence of wind or vibrations, leaving everyone baffled and unsettled. The hotel's rich history only adds to its mystique. Over the years, Casa Monica has witnessed countless events, lavish parties, political gatherings, and moments of personal triumph and tragedy. It survived fires, economic downturns, and even periods of abandonment before being restored to its former glory. Each era has left its mark, contributing layers of stories and, some believe, restless spirits. During renovations in the 1990s, workers uncovered hidden passageways and forgotten rooms behind the walls, sparking rumors that the hotel was once used for secret meetings and clandestine activities. Some speculate that these hidden spaces are linked to the ghostly phenomena experienced today, as if the past still lingers in these shadowy corners, unable to move on. Paranormal investigators have been drawn to Casa Monica for decades, hoping to capture evidence of the supernatural. Using electronic voice phenomena, EVP devices, infrared cameras, and temperature sensors, they have recorded unexplained noises, shadowy apparitions, and sudden drops in temperature consistent with ghostly presence. One investigation famously captured a chilling whisper saying, "Help me," though no living person was nearby. Despite the eerie stories, many guests visit Casa Monica specifically because of its haunted reputation. The hotel embraces its paranormal past, offering ghost tours and storytelling events that recount the legends and documented experiences. Visitors are often fascinated by the blend of historic grandeur and spine-tingling mystery. Finding the hotel's haunted aura adds an unforgettable layer to their stay. The haunting at Casa Monica also seems to have a curious rhythm. Some nights are quiet and peaceful, while others are filled with strange noises and inexplicable phenomena. Staff report that activity tends to increase during storms or on anniversaries of significant events in the hotel's history, suggesting a connection between the supernatural occurrences and the hotel's timeline. Many guests who have encountered the unexplained at Casa Monica describe mixed feelings, a combination of fear, curiosity, and awe. Some say the spirits are benign, merely lingering memories of people who once called the hotel home, while others believe some entities may be trapped, souls seeking release or closure. Regardless, the hotel's ghosts have become an intrinsic part of its identity. One particularly chilling experience was shared by a guest who stayed in the penthouse suite. During the night, she awoke to find an indistinct figure standing at the foot of her bed. The apparition radiated a coldness that made the room feel icy despite the tropical climate. Frozen with fear, she watched as the figure slowly faded away, leaving behind a faint scent of gardenia. The next day, she learned that gardenias were the favorite flower of a woman who had died at the hotel decades earlier. Casa Monica's haunting is not just about spooky tales. It is a living connection to the past, a reminder that history is never truly gone. The spirits said to inhabit its halls are echoes of lives lived, loves lost, and secrets kept. The hotel stands as a testament to time, where the boundaries between the present and the past blur, and the supernatural coexists with the everyday. For visitors to St. Augustine, a estate at Casa Monica offers more than just luxury accommodations. It provides an opportunity to walk among history and mystery, to feel the presence of those who came before, and perhaps to glimpse the unseen. Whether skeptic or believer, the stories and experiences at Casa Monica are impossible to ignore, making it one of Florida's most intriguing and haunted landmarks. In the end, the Casa Monica Hotel is more than just a building. It is a living archive of spectral guests and eerie happenings, a place where the veil between worlds is thin and the past whispers through the walls. Every creak of the floorboards, every flicker of the candlelight, every shadow cast by the moonlight tells a story. Stories that continue to captivate and haunt those who dare to listen. Thank you for joining me on this chilling journey through Florida's most haunted places. Each location carries its own eerie tales and restless spirits, reminding us that even in the Sunshine State, darkness can linger just beneath the surface. Whether you're a skeptic or a believer, these stories invite us to look closer, to listen for whispers from the past, and to respect the mysteries that still remain. If you enjoyed this exploration of the paranormal, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a ghostly tale. And if you've ever experienced something strange in Florida or anywhere else, share your story in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, keep your lights on, your mind open, and your courage close. The spirits are watching.